recently, I took you through to the launch of the all-new BMW X2, a compact SUV that's aimed at the modern and contemporary consumer. And in that boutique S segment, you find the likes of the Mercedes-Benz GLA, the Volvo XC40, the T-Roc from VW, of course, as well as this, the Audi Q2. The Audi Q2 first launched in 2016-2017, and since then it's undergone a few refreshments in 2021 and now in 2024. But does it still resonate with some of its consumers, and does it punch above its weight against its competitors? Well, let me take you through some of its features. Up front, you've got these rectangular LED matrix lights, which I actually quite love, especially because of these box inside. Nice design over there. Below here, you've got these closed-off plastic vent. You also find the chrome insert around the grille as well as on the underplate. So overall, the front does look quite attractive. Moving on over to the side, you get 18-inch alloy wheels on this car, and of course it is a compact SUV, so you do get that raised height. So over on the side you have this detailing that looks like it's been carved out or cleaved out, which I think really does give the car a bit of character. Over in the rear, you have an electric tailgate on this car. This is a 35 TFSI. And of course, in the rear is a boot space that is compatible for a compact SUV. Of course, we have all our bags, our gear bags are in there. You've got my handbag, so you can sort of judge how much space you have in there. The Audi Q2 also comes in the new black edition, which then will get you blacked out side mirrors as well as a blacked out badge. You also get a sporty suspension and a flat bottom steering wheel. But this steering wheel still remains nicely sized, and of course you got all your buttons for input and navigating through to the menu. Above that, you've got your digital cockpit. The cabin itself does seem quite simplistic. You have one chrome line that runs through to the dashboard with the Audi badge over there, which I quite like because it's very simple but also understated. You also do get beautiful air vents, and I think also that brings out a bit of a modernization and quirkiness to the car. Below those air vents, you have buttons. These buttons now will be controlling your aircon, which is a dual zone aircon. You also get heated seats. Now, I didn't actually think you'd be getting heated seats in this car, so that comes as a very welcome surprise. So up here you get an 8.8-inch screen, and you can see me sort of scrolling on it. It's not a touch screen. Instead, you control it over in the center using its rotary dial. The graphics are good, however, and it is compatible with Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto. You also can mirror it to your phone, so have your phone screen displayed over on there. So in that regard, it's not bad. Over in the center, you do get two cup holders, one USB port, and of course a 12-volt socket. Chrome inserts over there around the gear lever as well as on the rotary dial. Of course, you've got more space in the glove box as well as a USB port. The seats are leatherette and quite comfortable. They actually offer four-way lumbar support, and I love this drive position. But I do want to get on the road, so follow me. This car actually quite suits me. It's made for a consumer like me, somebody who likes going out, trying new things, who's modern and contemporary, young and fresh, and just looking for something a bit more, fun and quirky, and kind of that stands out. I am the consumer, and of course, with a little bit of money to burn, which I don't have the latter. It is a 1.4-liter engine. It is mated to a 6-speed gearbox, which pushes out 110 kilowatts. And I think for what it is, it really does drive adequately. I've seen a lot of actually young families buy this car, and perhaps maybe it is because they think the SUV part of it entails that there's going to be a lot of space, but perhaps one toddler might do. So I'm going to compare this car to the T-Roc, which also looks quite nice and it's funky and it actually drives well. But the T-Roc has so many other features. I mean, for starters, I spoke about the infotainment screen not being a touch screen, which already sort of dates the car, whereas you find the T-Roc really lives up in that department, and it feels like it's more modern. It feels like it's kept up with the times. So let's talk pricing. So this car is going to set you back 730,000 rand. Now that is quite exorbitant. But I will say, however, that the build quality and materials used in here are quite premium, so that is quite a trump. After spending time in the Audi Q2, I can say it doesn't really hit the spot. I mean, it looks good and it drives adequately, but it is left trailing behind some of its competitors in a lot of areas. It doesn't evoke any emotion, which is actually quite sad because this is an emotional buy. It's meant to be a statement piece, but it leaves me wanting. If it still wants to play in this arena, in the boutique-esque arena, I think Audi is going to have to come back with something a little bit better than this Q2.
You're watching Ignition GT. Welcome back. The Audi Q2 may be the smallest member of the Q family, but it's also one of the most stylish options in the compact crossover segment. Does it have the substance to back up the undeniable style? Gents, what do you think?
Audi definitely needs to do something about the entire product lineup. I think there aren't many products we're seeing on the roads. Sure, the RS models are selling, but I mean, when you look at other brands, I mean, you look at the BMWs, the Mercedes, or whatever it is, there are other brands that are really taking up that that Audi space, and they need to wake up. Yeah. But I mean, this Q2, I drove it, this urban edition, and I mean, I was frustrated. The main thing that frustrated me, and it's not the engine, it's the fact that you don't have the likes of, I mean, keyless entry, keyless go. Yeah. I mean, you still have reclined seats, manual, like, come on. And that's a premium compact SUV. Rather spend a little money.
I picked up than that.
Yeah.
As you say, no keyless entry, no keyless go.
No reverse camera.
No reverse camera,
yeah.
But you've got a automated powered tailgate.
Correct, which was extremely weird also, extremely, I mean, no touch screen, and everybody in that segment, and it's the cheapest in the segment, I'll give it that, right? And I mean, with this one, it's 744,000 rand, and you're getting, as you see it, the urban edition, the only thing you'll add on is literally the paint work, which is like 2,000 rand. So you'll spend about 746,000 rand, so it's not bad in terms of pricing, but I mean, just the nifty features that you get from the Cherries, your Avals, and all that stuff are standard at those brands, and you can see why they're taking over. I mean, I'd spend a little more money and get myself an X1.
Very good point.
Okay, good point. Now, I went onto websites, I went on the Audi website. Everything I saw says it's a 7-speed dual clutch auto.
Okay.
When you're driving the car on the road, it indicates an 8th gear.
Okay, interesting.
So I don't know if they've sneaked a different gearbox in or what goes on. Do you know anything about it, Kumbi?
I have no idea, but all I know is that it's very fuel efficient. I mean, that's one thing I'll give it.
Yeah,
I mean,
look, I was
did
cruising
an 800
around
kilometer
town.
trip on a single tank,
Yeah.
so.
I was cruising around town today, was showing mid-6s all the way, and that was in traffic, whatever. You can do like 6 and under on an open road cruise very easily.
Yeah.
And the 110 kilowatt, 250 Newton, it's not bad. For that size body, you can push it along if you want.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, is that engine that's used by that Volkswagen Audi group?
Yeah.
We've seen it in the
1.4,
Polos, we've seen it in so many products, and it works, right? And a lot of people love that. I just think that right now, this model has just been like, okay, fine, it's an urban edition, but like, where's it been all along? Like, what is going on?
It's yet another example of a niche model.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
It looks good. Who's going to buy it? I also try to sort of think what fits the same mold. What is it actually competing against?
Yeah, that's true.
And
True.
one of my closest comparisons I came up with would be the Hyundai Kona.
Jeez.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Interesting. That's a very interesting
Yeah.
Glad you're surprised.
to mention about. I mean, Hyundai Audi. We live in that's an interesting.
Yeah.
place.
Okay. At the moment, they're only offering the Kona N.
Yeah.
Which is a pity because much more power, more expensive. And now, if you looked at a standard Kona, can I call it? And I'm sure there's probably a new one coming soon. it would be a lot cheaper than this.
Yeah, definitely.
Very interesting, but I love that. I love the difference in opinion, and especially the fact that nowadays cars have come so far that we can compare, you know, non-premium brands with premium brands.